Fire for them, fire for them. If you're looking for that 35 bag umbrella and all damn thing there, keep it locked with DISUNOMICS podcast.
What's going on, people? Another episode of DISUNOMICS Monday Morning News. Let's get straight into it. First things first, very tragic case. Rest in peace, DEA-JOHN REID, a young 14-year-old boy who was brutally killed on Bank Holiday Monday by a group of men, it has been alleged. So around 7:30 on Monday, in King's Standing area in Birmingham, this young man was chased and brutally stabbed with one wound to his body, which fatally killed him as paramedics got there. Detective Chief Inspector Stu Mowbray said, as the investigation has progressed, we now believe there was an incident involving DEA-JOHN and his friends shortly before the murder. That quickly escalated, resulting in DEA-JOHN's tragic death. During the incident, racist language was directed at DEA-JOHN and his friends. There have now been investigations. West Midlands police do not believe this was a racially motivated incident. They don't believe anything is showing to suggest such. But a 35-year-old man, Michael Shields, has been charged with murder. A 38-year-old as well as a 14-year-old remain in custody, whereas a 36, a 33 and a 13-year-old boy have been released with NFA. That's non-further action. Very tragic story. These type of stories always touch my heart. A young black boy brutally murdered. If you see his picture, he just looks like a child. His mother said that she said let him go play football and he was never to return again. These stories are very tragic, and I hope the perpetrators are punished severely. And I hope his family finds peace. Now, moving on to some COVID news. So, regarding vaccinations, 75% of adults have received at least one dosage of the vaccination, which is incredible. So that's just under 40 million people, which is a massive feat. That's more people than there are in Ghana currently. Whereas 50.9%, so 1 in 2 people you will likely see for the rest of the week have been, or 1 in 2 adults, shall I say, would have been vaccinated fully, full protection. This is a monumental effort from the NHS as well as the government. So big up them on that. And hopefully this means that we have more people safe from the clutches of COVID. Speaking of COVID, I was checking the Friday statistics. Over 6,000 people have tested positive for coronavirus. This is a 40% increase from the previous week. And of course, people going out, Bank Holiday Monday, restrictions being loosened from May 17th. We're seeing more interaction. So I'm not surprised that we've seen a rise in cases. 40%, that's a significant rise. However, as it pertains to death, I believe 11 people died on a Friday, which of course is still 11 too many, but that is still a low number compared to what we have seen prior. I think one day last week we also had 0 deaths, and that 11 number marked a 5% decrease. So although we're seeing an increase in cases, we're not seeing an increase in deaths, and hopefully it stays this way, because the people who are most likely to be vulnerable to COVID are quite likely to have been vaccinated. So fingers crossed. Sticking with COVID travel news, sorry for people who had plans to go to Portugal, you Afro Nation people, but it's looking sticky for you. Portugal has been removed from the green list. Remember videos back, there were about 12 odd countries that were on the green list. These are countries you can travel to and come back without having to quarantine. All you have to do is a young PCR test on the second day and you're good to go. Now, from Tuesday, 4 a.m., Portugal will be put on the amber list, and these are countries where you can still travel to, but when you return, you will have to quarantine for 10 days and take 2 PCR tests on the 2nd and 8th day of your arrival. Of course, this is 2 additional expenses, so people are rushing back from Portugal to get to the UK, and we are seeing Ryanair flights and BA flights go from 50, 60 quid to £300 simply because of the rush to get back in time. So I'm really sorry for all those people who've been hit with this. So there's been no countries added to the green list, which is not a surprise at all. But there has been some countries added to the red list, such as Afghanistan, Bahrain, Costa Rica, Egypt, Sri Lanka, Sudan, and Trinidad and Tobago. So those are the countries added to the red list. And a quick recap, if you're not from the UK, so if you're not a resident or citizen, you can't enter the country if you're coming from any of these red list countries. And if you are, you're not meant to travel. to these countries. And if in the case you do, as a British resident or citizen, you will have to hit a quarantine hotel for 10 days. And that's going to be a hefty, hefty knock in your pocket. Now, we're going to go to my country. Yep, that's Nigeria. Very, very troubling and ridiculous news. So the Nigerian government has banned Twitter and corporations. So they've banned individuals as well as corporations from using Twitter. And whoever violates this will be prosecuted. So Justice Minister Abubakar Malami, said that he had directed for immediate persecution of offenders of the federal government ban on Twitter operations in Nigeria. And he's told public prosecutors to swing into action. This is ridiculous. People can be persecuted for using Twitter because Buhari and the government got in their feelings. The government announced on the 4th of June that it's suspending Twitter operations in the country indefinitely. So there's not even for a week or 2 months. It's just indefinite. The mobile networks have blocked access to this and they've been ordered to do so. They've been told to do so. So shout out one of my boys. He's currently in Nigeria now, and somebody sent him a link of news about an Arsenal player, Buendia, Arsenal target Buendia, looking like he's going to Aston Villa. And he couldn't even click the link in the group chat because, of course, Twitter's been suspended. The government are arguing that Twitter has been used to undermine Nigerians' corporate existence, although they have not given any evidence as to how this is being done. Twitter has stated that the announcement from Lai Mohammed, who is the information minister, as deeply concerning. This is interesting because this comes only 3 days after a June the 1st tweet from President Muhammad Buhari was removed as it violated the rules of Twitter. And this is the tweet. So, many of those misbehaving today are too young to be aware of the destruction and loss of lives that occurred during the Nigerian Civil War. Those of us in the fields for 30 months who went through the war will treat them in a language they understand. So this is referring to the Nigerian Civil War from 1967 to 1970. And this is clearly insinuating violence. And this is targeting, obviously, young Nigerians who want to stand up for what they believe in, which is just... I have no words. Twitter spokesperson said that at the time of the post, that it was a violation of Twitter rules. Obviously, you can't be going around saying, yeah, you're going to let the thing sing on kids, especially what happened with the NSARS last year, October, where we saw people die, live rounds were let off at protesters. It's disgusting. And in a statement Friday, the company, Twitter, which announced in April that its African headquarters will be based in neighboring country, Ghana, said it was investigating and provide updates when we know more. The government, of course, have no explanation of how Twitter has done this. And it's not the first time Buhari has been critical of the US company Twitter. He has done it before. And it's just another case of Nigeria embarrassing us in front of our friends again. We've gone from banning crypto, now we're banning Twitter. You've got young Nigerians or even elderly Nigerians trying to find a way to use VPN so they can access Twitter. It's ridiculous. And there's some talks of, that these men might actually lock off social media in general. It's just disgusting. Fucking bums. Now, to round up, Virgin Media O2. So we've got two telecommunications companies, Virgin Media and O2. And they, as of Tuesday, have combined in a merger worth around £31 billion. So as of Tuesday, as their first day of trading, you Virgin Media customers and you O2 customers, nothing is going to change your service. They have just combined, and they cite to say they're going to provide a more easier in terms of mobile communications, broadband, all that type of stuff. They're trying to provide the best possible service and rival, of course, EE and all other networks. Now, what's interesting about this merger is that they believe they're going to create over 2,000 jobs by the end of the year. They believe they're going to create 1,000 apprenticeships, which is fantastic. And they want to put 5G masks in 200 different cities and towns, which is fantastic news. And they want to really, I think it's £10 billion worth of investment over the next 5 years in all types of regions in the UK, not just London, to kind of increase broadband, 5G, all these type of things in different areas. So this is going to be a very interesting merger, not the most of unique names, Virgin Media O2, but this is taking the baton from when T-Mobile and EE combined to create Orange combined to create EE Everything Everywhere. I really believe that is. But yeah, So people are being absolutely lambasted by hay fever. I hope you've enjoyed this week's update. Comment below what you think, and until next week, peace.